the new moon and the Sabbath, giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai B'Shem Rakak Wadash. I just did a 25-minute video on this subject and I messed up, so I had to do it all over again. And I'm going to try to do it quick. Anyway, it says I put in 6 days. This is Exodus 16, verse 26. 6 days ye shall gather it, talking about manna. But on the seventh day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. Now, if you read down the 27 verse, 28 verse, and so forth, it tells you how the Moses commanded the sons of Israel to go out during that time period to gather manna when they were in the wilderness. And it even tells you what manna in the 31st verse. It tells you, Exodus 16 verse 31, and the house of Yasha'Allah called the name thereof manna, and it was like coriander seed, which is the seed of a cilantro, which cilantro is great for your eyes. You have bad eyes, eat a lot of cilantro. It has lutein in it. You put it in your green smoothies. And the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. So that was, boy, it would be nice if I can taste some manna. You know, and that had everything for your body. That manna had everything for the help of your body. It covered everything. Carbohydrates, protein, everything. It kept you healthy. Anyway, it says okay, I gotta read the 27 verse. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the seventh day for to gather, and they found none. And Yahweh said unto Moses, How long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? So one of the laws was to not go out on the Sabbath to gather manna. 29th verse. See, for Yahweh have given you the Sabbath. Therefore, the scriptures speak about bread day by day. You know, the Most High give you to live, to sustain yourself. He giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Why? Because the 7th day, which is the 8th day of the month. Let me say that again. The Sabbath comes on the 8th day of the month, not on the 7th day of the month. The first day of the month is the new moon. Look up the word moon, and the word moon goes back to month. The word month, look up the word month and Google. I did that. The word goes back to moon, and it tells you, all you got to do is Google it. And it tells you that the word month goes back to the word moon. And the original calendar is supposed to be a lunar calendar, monthly calendar, based upon the month. When does the new moon come in? When you look up into the sky and you don't see the moon, or you see a slither of the moon, that's a new moon. Not according to Bishop Nate of the IUIC, or Bishop Nathaniel of the IUIC. He's clearly going off, man. I remember when he brought it out. It was 2016. Because it was around the time when the movie Birth of a Nation came out, and we saw the movie. It was a couple of us, and we was kind of cursing him out on the, check the record. It was 2000, it was like around October, November of 2016. And we were going back and forth with them. And they went off. They totally went off, man. The new moon is not the full moon. I have one precept that'll kill that quick. I'm not going to bring that up now. But if Ayathan comes on the screen, I'll question him about that scripture. Hey, look, my man. You're not just going off on the mark of the beast thing, the MOTB. You're going off on other things. You're going off on the new moon. You're going off on the Sabbath. The Sabbath is not based on Friday sundown and Saturday sundown. You following the so-called the small hats, and they don't even honor the new moons. They don't honor the new moons. That's a regular day for them. The only new moon that they honor is the feast of the memorial blowing of the trumpets, which they're supposed to honor the new moon because it's a Sabbath every month. Anyway, it says, which they call Rosh Hashanah. It says, 29th verse, see, for that Yahweh hath given you the Sabbath. The Sabbath, matter of fact, let's look it up. All you guys be using the blue letter. Where do you think you got the blue letter from? You got it from me. You got it from me. From GMS. Because I found it, I stumbled upon it, and I showed it to Apostle Gabar and Apostle Rhyme Lob. And they started using it. And then, of course, all these, let's go to the blue letter. Let's go to the blue letter. It's bugging out. Anyway, let's look up the word Sabbath, right? Shabbat. Sabbath, Day of Atonement, which is a Sabbath. New Moon, which is a Sabbath. Sabbath year, week, produce in Sabbath year. It says intermission. You know, you take a break, rest. So come on, let's come on back. So now, okay, we're back at the Exodus 16, verse 26. 6 days ye shall gather it, but on... Now, what is the first day? What is the first day? Is the new moon, which is day number 1. The first day of the 6 days that you work will be day number 2. So when does the Sabbath come in? It comes in on the seventh day at evening, which is what? The 8th day. When we celebrate the Sabbath, it's on the actual 8th day. Look in the regular calendar. '29th verse. See, for that Yahweh have given you the Sabbath, which is the intermission, a rest. It even said that the Most High rested. It says, therefore, he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Now, what is the 6th day? The 6th day is the 6 working days. So in actuality, it's the 7th day from the first day, which is the new moon. The new moon is day number 1. Day number 2 is the first day that you can work. I hope you're with me. It said he giveth you on the 6th day the bread of 2 days. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the 7th day. I'm just looking through this. Anyway, if you Okay, it says in the 30, I'm jumping down to the 35th and the 36th verse. And the children of the sons of Israel did eat manna 40 years. Wow. 40 years. Until they came to a land inhabited. Because it was actually a wilderness. It was actually a wilderness. Until they came to a land inhabited. So it was actually there was nothing out there, man. There was nothing out there. They did eat manna until they came into the borders of the land of Canaan. Because what was in the land of Canaan? You can eat animals, you can eat trees, you can eat fruits, you can eat vegetables. They didn't have that in the wilderness. That's why the Most High had to perform that miracle, and that was a 40-year miracle. Oh, and they said, and somebody can put in the comment board, the actual precept is not in the 16th chapter, unless I missed it. It might be in here. I'm kind of like moving this cursor real quick, but it says that when they did take the double portion, or more than a double portion. In other words, when they tried to take more than what they were supposed to have, the next day that manna would turn into worms. But like I said, just put it in the description box. Anyway, the key point, we're dealing with the Sabbath, right? So now let's go from there to I went more into the moon. Wait a minute. Okay, I gotta do it this way. Bear with me for a minute. So all you camps that are teaching Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, you're going off. You're not keeping the true Sabbath. And this is 1 Samuel 20 verse 5. And David said unto Jonathan, Dawayad said unto Jonathan, or David said unto Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon, and I should not fail to sit with the king at meat. But now if you Google the word month, it'll tell you that the word month goes back to the word moon, and that a lunar moon cycle is 29.53 days. A little more than 29 and a half days. Not 30 days, not 31 days. That's why Esau's calendar, the Gregorian calendar, you have 31 days, you have 30 days, you have a leap year. One year is 29 days, and then I think it's 4 years, it's 28 days, or vice versa. No, the moon is in its perfect cycle, 29.53 days. And your first Sabbath comes when the new moon comes in. When you look up into the sky, you don't see anything. It says, behold, tomorrow is the new moon, and I should not fail to sit with the king at meat. And you did that every month. The new moon, every month, you had a feast. You prepared the meal before the sun went down, and then you sat down, you ate the meal commemorating the new moon. And then you would count 6 days. So the first day of the 6th day that you worked is the actual second day of the new moon. But let me go, that I may hide myself in the field unto the 3rd day at evening. The 3rd day of what? Of the new moon. Did Esau have two? I mean, did Israel have two calendars? They had the regular calendar, and then they had the new moon calendar? No. It was only one calendar. And the word calendar came from the Romans, which means to call in. That's why when you got to pay your rent, they get a couple of days before the new month comes in, You get an envelope with your rent. You got to pay such and such by the 1st, and they always give it to you on the 27th, 28th day before the new month comes in, which is a call-in. That's where you pay your bills, you pay your taxes in the Roman Empire. Let me read that again. So anybody that sees this video and you can't understand this, then the Lord is not working with you fully. The Lord is working with you partially because you know you're Israelites and you go through the scriptures, which is a good thing. And you know, and you say this is Esau and we're Israelites. That's all good. But the scriptures also say you have an unction from the Holy One and you know all things. Why do you think GMS says we got 100% truth? Why do you think Sarnetta said GMS is the #1 camp out there? And then he says, because when I actually go into the scriptures, they break it down the way the scriptures say it. It says, I'm going to read this again. 1 Samuel 20 verse 5. And I'm going to say this. If you're teaching that the Sabbath is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, you're totally off. You're following the small hats. It says, and David said unto Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon, which is when you look up in the sky, you don't see anything, or you see a little sliver of light, a crescent of a sliver of light. And I should not fail to sit with the king, which is Saul, at meat, but let me go that I may hide myself in the field unto the 3rd day at evening. 3rd day of what? The 3rd day of the month. When does the month start? On a new moon. Israel didn't have 2 calendars, man. So for you guys, you camps out there teaching that Friday sundown and Saturday sundown as a Sabbath, you're sadly mistaken. Like I said, look up the word moon. The word moon, a month, the word month means moon cycle, 29.53 days. So now when the scriptures say 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th is the Sabbath, is really the 8th day. The 1st day is a new moon. That's day #1. The 2nd day of the new moon is really day #1 to work. And you work 6 days, which is the 7th day. And the 7th day at evening is a Sabbath, which is on the 8th day. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.